What's up, everyone? It's your girl, Days. Today we are watching ranking videos by their chances of beating Mr. Incredible by Bay Talks. So please support the original video and let's get started. I love the Incredible.
Hello? I love you.
So I am so excited for this.
I rewatched The Incredibles for the 1000th time and decided to make another ranking video. This time ranking villains by their chances of beating the GOAT, Mr. Incredible. This will be based entirely on what I know about the characters.
Not gonna lie, I'm looking at all the villain lineup and I don't actually know a lot of them.
What a surprise.
Let's see if I will recognize them, and it's just like the image is bad. But right off the bat, the two that I do notice is Omni-Man and Sandman, because I watched Spectacular Spider-Man, and of course I watched... And I recognize the Terminator. I'm assuming that's the Terminator, but I've never actually watched the Terminator. It's just like such an iconic movie that it's kind of hard not to notice the references, but I never actually watched the movie, if you know what I mean. So I got tourist behavior.
Always, before we get started, let's go over the tiers.
Okay.
No chance. They would get stomped out quickly and easily. They pretty much have no chance of winning.
If Elastigirl was a villain, she would win because she would crush Mr. Incredible with her thighs, and then he would just give up. He gives up willingly because her thighs are just that magnificent.
Whatsoever. Could land a few juicers. They might be able to land a few licks
like
on Mr.
Elastigirl.
Incredible, but that's about it. They're not actually going to
She's a juicer.
Bit of a scrap. They could go to war, bust it up going into the 5th round type of fight, just a good, proper scrap. They could beat Mr. Incredible. It'd be a pretty close fight. They definitely could win in some situations, but I can't say for 100% certain that they get the job done. So they could beat him. They'd beat Mr. Incredible. Pretty self-explanatory. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get into this.
Alright, let's get into it.
The T-800 Terminator. Now the Terminator is a tank, but it wouldn't be able to do much to Bob. Any explosives or guns it would try to throw at him, Bob would be able to take it. Bob's a pretty durable dude. I don't know exactly how durable, but...
He's pretty durable. I mean, have you seen what he's done in the movie? Even when he wasn't fit, he'd be like flying through the air and landing into building. Well, I guess they were trees at the time, but he'd be landing into trees. It'd be like a hard, like, land, you know? So, that was in his non-skinny legend phase. After his skinny legend phase, he gets even more bulked up. Like, you saw what he was doing with those trains. They are not light. What? Fun fact, they are not light. You cannot pick them up like that, boy. But he was like throwing them around. He was like exercising with them. But in all honesty, Mr. Incredible is the most powerful man on the universe because he was able to grab the most powerful woman on the universe. Therefore, his power level is undefeated.
It's over 9,000!
He can eat a train to the face and can fight off the highest level Omni droid, which is an absolute unit. It was able to cut him, but it's made with an advanced material that could probably cut through most of anything, so that's a bit of an outlier. He can also apparently...
And mind you, this robot was kind of specifically made to kill him. So that was the whole goal. So the fact that he was dogging on that robot by himself when he was unfit, and then like later with his fam, like he's pretty skinny legend. He's kind of the GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Know if the Terminator's
guys, Mr. Incredible's kind of the GOAT.
Could handle an Omni droid, which is like the Terminator but juiced to the gills. I think he can handle the Terminator. I think if the Terminator did come after him...
To be fair though, guns in fiction, they get buffed. Well, it depends. If you don't see a lot of guns in the show, then they're probably broken. They're probably like universally broken. They'll kill everyone.
Probably just crush him with his bare hands or launch him into space or just dust him with one punch. It'd be that easy. So I don't really think there's a way for the Terminator to win this fight, so he's gonna have to go in no chance.
No chance.
Zoom from the CW Flash. Back in season 2,
I've never watched the CW Flash. My sister has. I should bring my sister on here, and then she could tell me, like would Zoom defeat Mr. Incredible?
He's a scary motherfucker. He'd beat the shit out of Barry whenever he got the chance, and he's a speedster, and you know how overpowered speedsters are. Bob wouldn't be able to touch him because in Zoom's perspective, he'd be pretty much frozen, and Zoom quickly within that perception. I also don't know if Bob would be able to eat super speed juices to the lips or not, but let's just assume he can. Doesn't really help his case. Zoom could do some reverse flash tactics and just mess his life up. He could crank Bob's hall.
That's kind of like asking, would Mr. Incredible be able to defeat his son Dash? Like an evil, older version of Dash. Would Mr. Incredible be able to defeat him? That kinda, well, I guess Dash never really hit the levels. He put that tack on that teacher's chair, I think it was, in literally an inch of a second on the videotape. So the fact that like you weren't able to see, he must have been going really fast. So I don't know, how fast is Dash? Death Battle, can you get on that?
Super speed, so he's constantly tired and sluggish and just not doing well in the bed. He could empty his fridge
No,
every
not the
night
bed,
without being
no.
noticed, so at 2 a.m. Bob has no snacks. He could just grab him and bring him across the country every once in a while, or he could just reverse flash phase his hand through his chest, which would probably do the trick. Either way, Mr. Incredible does not win this. He has 0 chance, so Zoom is going to go in. They'd beat Mr. Incredible. Freddy Krueger. Bob does sleep, so Krueger does have a chance to get to him. But there's like a different way to beat Freddy in each movie that he's in, and the way that he was beat previously is always patched or forgotten or some shit. But we'll just use the first film as the blueprint. So the way to beat Freddy is to just not be scared and or pull him out of the dream. And for Mr. Incredible, that'd be pretty easy. When you've lived your whole life being basically invulnerable, a guy with finger knives isn't...
I never watched this movie, so correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't he be susceptible to this type of effect? Because couldn't Freddy Krueger remake a dream where, like, Mr. Incredible in the first movie, the scene where he thought his family died, couldn't Freddy Krueger recreate that scene and then make it so that, like, he lost his family? Couldn't Freddy Krueger do something like that?
really gonna scare you. And on top of that, when Freddy hurts you in the dream world, it hurts your physical body. And since Bob's physical body wouldn't be able to be hurt, I feel like he'd be chilling. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think Freddy would do shit, but I do think he could maybe catch Bob by surprise and land the first few licks. So I'm gonna put Freddy in, could land a few juicers. He might get a couple clean hooks in there, but since Bob is nearly invulnerable, and he also thinks he's nearly invulnerable.
Now, does your dream body also translate to your physical body's durability? Or is it one of those things where it's like, oh, if they mentally land a few blows on you, then like even if your body is indestructible, it will still give you damage because it's like dream magic or whatever? I don't know.
So he would be invulnerable in the dream world. I think he packs Freddy up pretty easily.
The Sentinels from Days of Future Past. The Sentinels can adapt and mimic other mutants because they can adapt to powers that are tied to genetics. And since Bob's powers are genetics, I assume they'd be able to do the same thing to him. Bob's probably more or less on a similar level to that movie's Colossus, and he got absolutely dog-walked. Like, look at how they're doing my boy. So, yeah, the Sentinels are gonna go in, they beat Mr. Incredible.
Most powerful mutants with ease, so I can only assume they do the same thing to Bob. Omni-Man.
Omni-Man! Omni-Man. I think Omni-Man sweeps Mr. Incredible. I am so sorry, Mr. Incredible. I love you. I love you, Bob. But, I mean, they're fighting against planets.
I doubt this will be controversial. I think Omni-Man goes in, would beat Mr. Incredible.
Yeah,
Hold
I
up,
think so too.
Let me explain.
I mean, even aside from all the planet level feats Omni-Man was able to do, he could just fly. Like, that's such an advantage. If there's 2 powerhouses and then one of them could fly, that's literally such a big advantage. Like, he could just fly away and then punch Mr. Incredible when Mr. Incredible isn't looking from the sky and then fly away again.
Using actual logic and not just Mr. Incredible is cooler, so he wins. Mr. Incredible is nowhere near the level of Omni-Man. Firstly, Omni-Man has legit super speed. When Omni-Man and Mark were fighting in Season 1, Omni-Man smacked him, and while he was in the air, Omni-Man was able to move around and think at normal speeds while everything else was slowed around him. He's also significantly more durable. It's not even remotely close. Bob is bulletproof, but he's not invincible. He's been hurt by smaller explosions and other lesser things, whereas Omni-Man has really only been hurt by other Viltrumites. He can eat explosions.
To be fair, though, we've never seen Mr. Incredible bleed. No, I'm kidding.
Explosives to the face like they're nothing. He also ate a multi-billion-dollar laser to the face.
Yeah, bro. Cecil, that was kind of fucked. You're using all the taxpayers' money on Omni-Man when it didn't do shit.
Bob struggled to move this thing, whereas Omni-Man
it didn't
threw a
even
meteor
destroy his
inside the
clothes,
Texas
bro.
back in space.
You should have seen the asteroid I diverted a few years ago, the size of Texas.
The strongest thing
Texas.
Bob has fought was
Ooh.
probably the Omni-Droid, which would probably get one-shot by Viltrumite. And also we saw Omni-Man destroy a whole planet. So, yeah. Demogorgon from Stranger Things. Now,
Nah, bro. The Demogorgon The Demogorgon is done for, bro. They got defeated by a wine bottle, bro. They lost all aura in the 5 seasons that was out. They were trapping him using Home Alone tactics, bro. There ain't no way Mr. Incredible is losing to this dude. You know what, Mr. Incredible, he's gonna pick up a phone line or like a light pole or something. He's gonna play fetch with the Demogorgon. That's what's gonna happen.
The Demogorgons from Stranger Things are pretty quick and can definitely fuck up any regular dude, but I don't think he would do well against Bob for a couple of reasons. Firstly, Bob is probably just as quick and significantly stronger. And secondly, I don't know if it could pierce his skin. But with that being said, I do think it could maybe speed blitz Bob, catch him off guard, and land a few juicers before he gets put down. So I'm going to put the Demogorgon in could land a few juicers.
Yeah, I don't think this would be a one-shot for him, but very low diff. Low diff.
Sandman in this movie seems to be pretty much immortal. As long as a grain of sand is still left, he survives. He's gotten blown up, eating a train to the face, getting turned to mud, and he can pretty much take any hit. He can also grow to be a massive-ass sand
How did Spider-Man defeat this dude? Like, what the heck?
monster if there's enough sand for him to absorb. And even before that, he was able to run the fade with Spider-Man, and he usually would get the better of him. So I think he could for sure hold his own against Bob. There's not many ways for Mr. Incredible to really win this, because as long as there's a grain of sand around, Sandman will just come back. There's also a chance he could just fill Bob's lungs up with sand and kill him. So I'm gonna have to put...
How the fuck did Spider-Man get past this guy, dude? All Spider-Man got is kinda super strength, the ability to go on walls, and his web shooter. How the fuck did he handle Sandman this whole time, bruh? Pierre's on this other level.
Could beat Mr. Incredible. I honestly think Sandman would probably come out on top in most scenarios, but I don't think it's a 100% given that he'd win, so I'm gonna keep...
True, Bob is quite resourceful. We don't give him a lot of credit, but he is really resourceful in a lot of scenarios.
Where's that? 2015's Doctor Doom. I don't even know what this guy's powers were. He had, like, everything, I guess. He was invulnerable. He had a force field around him. He had telekinesis. Yeah, dude had everything. I think he packs up Mr. Incredible pretty easily. This Doctor Doom was just cracked as so he's gonna go in, they'd beat Mr. Incredible. Not much Bob could do here. Jason Voorhees from the 2009 remake. Unlike Jason in the previous...
Bro, there ain't no way. Isn't he just like some dude in a mask with a chainsaw? There ain't no way Bob ain't crushing this guy.
Movies,
Come on.
this Jason was a skilled and intelligent hunter, as well as absolutely menacing. Bro would haul ass 25 miles an hour at someone. But he wasn't as freakishly strong and durable as the previous movies. And even in those movies, Jason got his ass beat pretty often up until Tommy resurrected him and he became like a zombie. So if Bob stumbled on Camp Crystal Lake at night and Jason tried to kill him, I don't think it'd go well for him. The main character in that remake, the handsome fella from Supernatural, was low-key working Jason a little bit, and he was just a regular dude. So one juicer to the lip from Bob probably packs him up. His machete also isn't going to be penetrating Bob's skin, so this Jason's kind of f***ed. So I'm going to have to put this Jason Voorhees in no chance. Megatron.
Isn't Megatron like really tall and really big, like Earth-size big? I feel like that'd be really hard for Bob to handle.
Megatron's definitely stronger than Mr. Incredible just based off what he's been able to lift.
He looks like building size at least, so I think that'd give Mr. Incredible a lot of trouble.
And what he's been able to do. I assume durability is also on Megatron's side, but Bob has been able to fight off the Omni-Droids, which are pretty OP, so I think he would at least stand a chance. But Megatron can throw down with Optimus Prime, so yeah, enough said. I think in the end, Megatron would get the job done. He's too big, too strong, too durable.
Yeah,
so
he definitely size diffs Bob, and with that, strength diffs Bob, so...
Megatron in could beat Mr. Incredible. I'm not putting him in the top tier because I don't feel like it's a 100% given that he'd win. Mainly because Bob has fought those Omni-Droids, which are pretty cracked. Tombstone. Tombstone's pretty durable, able to be shot without taking any damage. He was also completely unscathed when his house blew up with him inside it. So he might be on par, if not more durable.
Oh, he was that guy? Wait, that guy's name was Tombstone? I always kind of called him Shark Guy, because he kind of reminds me of like a shark guy.
Than Mr. Incredible. He's also pretty strong, but not on the same level as Bob. But with that being said, I think it'd be a good scrap. Tombstone can duke it out with Spider-Man consistently, and he consistently comes out on top, so he can definitely throw down with Bob. But I don't know if he gets the job done. Bob is much stronger and has fought and taken down more than one of those Omni-Droids, so I'm going to put Tombstone in a bit of a scrap. It would be a tough fight, but I think Mr. Incredible edges it out. Or maybe I'm wrong and Tombstone is actually stronger than what I'm giving him credit for. I don't know. Obadiah Stane.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a bunch of scraps. Obadiah's suit is basically a juiced up version of Tony's first suit. It's bulky, it's strong, but it's also really slow. In their fight, Tony was low on power the entire fight pretty much, and was able to hold his own. He even jumped on his back and ripped the suit up, causing Obadiah to have to open it up. I think Mr. Incredible
Could take pretty much everything Obadiah would throw at him, and with one punch, he could launch him into
One
orbit.
punch,
Really,
man!
just as long as Bob's durability holds up, I think he wins, but it could be a good scrap for a minute or two, so I'm gonna put Obadiah Stane in a bit of a scrap. Alright, that's my list.
Alright, so that was the end of the video. I really liked that video. I thought he made a lot of good points, although I will say I'm kind of trusting this dude for most of these. Again, the only ones I knew was like Omni-Man and Sandman, but anyway. Yeah, so thank you all for watching. Please support the original, and please support me if you liked this video. Please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.